All right, guys, this is part two. My camera paused itself on my phone. So, yeah, this is what happens when you deal with a phone camera. All right, a little bit of spotlight there. So, as you can see now, I have taken the mint and the Thai basil from their homes. Now, look at how huge these roots are. All right, this one was getting tangled up in the Thai basil, and I had to pull it and actually detach it. So I think I may have lost some roots, which is unfortunate. Now look at this one. This is the Thai basil. So, oh my goodness. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have to take off the plastic, or maybe I should just leave it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to see how that goes. If it's giving me a fight, I might as well just leave it. But according to what I heard, according to the video that I watched, it says that I should, I can separate the bottom plastic. So I just want to open this up real quick and give you, yeah, I was right. This Genovese basil is huge. All right, now this is what the bottom part of it looks like now that I lift this up. See? Now, the dill, yeah, that was even entangling a little bit into the Thai basil. And the Thai, it's got its roots going. That's the parsley on the left. The Genovese basil is a humongous one. So, yeah, obviously these guys need to move over a little bit so that they can have some space, which is what I'm going to do as soon as I get done with this. All right? I need 2 hands for this. I don't want my little babies to dump over, so I'm going to bring them over to the kitchen where I have more space, and I'll be back at you in a moment. Later. All right, I'm back in the kitchen now. And yeah, I just tried to undo the plastic things here, and it seems like I can't pull them apart, so I'm just going to have to clip it off. Fortunately, I have some kitchen scissors, which I hardly ever use, so they're pretty clean, and I think they will be good for me to do this job. If not, I'm just going to plant it the way it is, because I don't have the yard tools for this, so this is where it's going to be the challenge. But I think it'll go well. I hope I didn't lose any of the roots when I tried to do this with the mint. It seems to be giving me a little bit of resistance, but yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, wish me luck. Later. Okay, so the good news is the mint did a pretty good job. It's getting tangled here. The mint did a pretty good job. But I have to act quickly because I can already see it's reacting to its new surroundings. The Thai basil, yeah. So, but what happened basically, these are the leaves. What basically happened was that this top of the pod is too small to fit over this flowery part here, especially like the top, and because it was so flowery and so huge. You know, in other words, like, remember, these are the roots. Humongous, right? Lots and lots of roots. So I had no other choice but to prune them, and that means to just clip them off where they're at. Because I don't have the proper gardening tools. I don't have a clipper, you know, for the outdoors. I live in an apartment, so you really don't need one unless you have, you know, trees that you need to attend to, and I don't have any trees in my apartment. So I'm going to prune this later on the proper way. Now I have some basil that I'm going to cook with. I'm going to think of something to do with this. I have to cook something tomorrow for dinner, so I think I'm probably going to use it as a marinade. That's probably the best idea at this point. At any rate, now it's time to put them in the soil. And I'm going to check my soil. Yep, it's still pretty moist. All right. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make a little space for each of them. Okay. I'm going to make a space just to lay them. And first I'm going to start with the mint, since that's been out the longest. And I'm going to place the mint right there. And then I'm going to add some more soil to mound it, and to make a mound around it rather. And then I'm going to water that soil again so it remains in a moist atmosphere. So without any further ado, let me get started. I need 2 hands for this, so I'm putting you on pause, and I will be back in a moment. Later. All right. So now my plant is mounded there. I mean, not mounded, but I laid it down in the spots. Now these are just the spots where I'm going to put them. Because the roots are so ginormous, I am going to put the soil up to here, basically, because I need to give the roots some space to grow. Maybe, and I'm going to keep